track, no turning back. Forget yesterday. Unknown destination, aiming for the sky. So high, so high, so high. Killing frustration, we're doing it all to survive the nightfall. When you fight against the time and you're about to lose your mind, it's easy to cross the line. There's no answer as to why when you look death in the eye. Either you live or you die. Charge up, you're the battery that keeps me awake. Reload under your control before I break. Killing frustration, have to do it all to survive the nightfall. When you fight against the time and you're about to lose your mind, it's easy to cross the line. There's no answer as to why when you look death in the eye. Either you live or you die. You live or you die. You live or you die. You're killing me, you're killing me, you're killing me. Can't have enough, you're killing me, you're killing me, you're killing me. Can't have enough, you're killing me, you're killing me, you're killing me. When you fight against the time and you're about to lose your mind, it's easy to cross the line. There's no answer as to why when you look death in the eye. Either you live or you die.
Hello there, that's better. Now I've probably just blown about 20,000 eardrums out because that was how many people are watching. How are we going, chat? It is Donington Park. It is the top 10 shootout. And I can't wait to get this started tonight. Doing this without a headset, which is very, very interesting. But welcoming into the booth tonight and joining me, we've got Tom Maloney to start us off. How you going, Tom?
Good evening, everyone. Very well, mate. How are you?
I'm absolutely flying, ready to go. And also joining us tonight is the amazing Mitch Hobbs. G'day, Mitch.
Hello, Mal. Hey, Tom. How are we all going?
Ready. I am ready. Are you ready?
I
So
am
ready.
I've just rebuilt basically my entire broadcast office, so fingers crossed it runs nice and smoothly tonight. That is not the picture that I wanted. That is not what anyone wanted to see.
Yeah, no, we all wanted to see that.
We're all tech people here.
Yeah.
Just seeing, just a sneak peek of what I'm watching on my other monitor. But what are we expecting tonight? What are we expecting tonight? Who's going to take the chocolates?
We're expecting invalid laps. I know that for sure.
Yes, we are. Yep.
Also expecting a mighty tight fight for pole because it's a short track, so your margins are very, very fine, and there's a lot that can go wrong, but there's sort of not a lot of real places to really sort of make a mark and make a real boatload of time on. So I'm expecting the gap between pole and P2 to be less than a tenth.
Ooh, spicy. What was your predictions, Mitch?
I think it's going to be a little bit further. I'd say it's going to be at least a 10th gap, but looking at practice at the moment, you're looking at Keita and Smith and thinking, oh, it could be anyone's game here, but I think it's more so going to be a case of, can you put in a fast, valid lap? I think that's what a lot of drivers are going to have in their mind, especially with that chicane. You've got to be really careful.
I do hope everyone does manage to get a lap in tonight. What have we seen so far in the first two shootouts? Has everyone set a time, I'm pretty sure? Has everyone set 2 laps? No, they haven't.
No.
Maybe one team. I think it was Paddy Oliver. I got unfortunately shooted outed, but that's the only one that I can remember. Can you remember any?
No, I can't remember any. No, it's because I think the opportunity is definitely there because obviously we do have 2 laps with these shootouts. So if you do whiff the first lap, you can retreat your shell a little bit and sort of give up that little bit of margin just to make sure you can put a lap down.
Let's guess a prediction on the spread between P1 and P10 tonight. I'm going to say 1.1. Just throw that out there.
I'm going to stick with the gap you can see on screen now. 1.035 as the guys circulate, do a little practice, get their heads in the game as we watch Velasquez take that really wide line through the last hairpin, spin himself out to start a lap.
Chat, just let me know how the volume is. I'm using voice meta for the first time ever, so it's very intricate. It feels like it's NASA in this room, but
Yeah,
my
it's
brain's no.
No.
Nothing like a shootout to test some new funky features and other bits and pieces, hey?
Well, it's going to be good because we're going to be screaming the whole time.
But my prediction for pole will be a 25-7. 25-7.
Conservative. I'm going to go for a 25. I'm going to go 25-4. I reckon someone's going to nail it.
I think everyone's going to invalidate except one driver. 25-7. Bang!
Yeah.
No, but it is the last official race we're going to be hosting on the 1.8 iteration of ACC, as 1.9 is released on Wednesday next week. Will it be Wednesday in Asia Pacific?
Wow, you say Wednesday. Yeah.
It'll be 1 a.m. I'll be wide awake and
Yep,
I'll be
that's right.
getting the service set. But I think everyone's looking forward to that. It's great to see still there's 47 teams out there having a crack at Donington 8 hour based on that we know that 1.9's around the corner. But yeah, we'll touch base with that over the weekend. Looking forward to that.
Nice way to send it out. We haven't done a real race at Donington for a little while here in OOR, so it's good to send it out with a bit of a long enduro on a really sort of tight, technical British track. Looking forward to a nice little weekend to send off. It's been a pretty long-lived update from my short memory and not sort of been too experienced with ACC.
Yeah, I think this one it's a pretty little bit more hype based on the fact that we are expecting a physics update. The setups won't be as horrendous as they are right now. A bit of normality in that sense.
What do you mean max dampers is a bit funny?
Yeah, I don't know. Look, I haven't done a lot of driving on 1.8. I just haven't had the time. But looking at the setups when I do manage to get a lap in, I'm like, yeah, that is a lot different than 1.6, 1.7. But it is what it is. They've worked hard to fix those issues.
The same for everyone?
Yeah. I can't wait to the... But sim races, as we know, aren't the easiest people to please, and no doubt there'll be upset people no matter what. As we saw Valencia get added to ACC track list come 1.9, and the first comments you see on Twitter is, where's Magny Cause? Where's Hockenheim? Let's just be happy sometimes with what we're given.
Content's content. You get what you're given.
You do. I think we all would love more tracks, but when don't we? We're never like, oh no, you know what? We've got enough circuits. That'll do. Yeah, there's always stuff we want.
I'd like to go to Knockhill with these cars. That really tiny little Scottish circuit. That'd be fun.
Knockhill. I can't remember much about Knockhill.
Go look at an onboard lap. It is very, very short.
All right, I'm just going to end this stream. I'll be back.
Yeah.
Is it anything like Caldwell Park?
Shorter.
Shorter? Narrower?
Yeah. But I digress. We're here at Donington, and I am very, very excited. This is very much a test the driver's skill to keep that car within the limits, and a bit similar. I think Knockhill's probably just this track on about 0.6 scale.
I've just noticed why my overlay did that. You sneaky little boy. Also, shout out to the few of you that actually donated last time I streamed. My old stream deck passed away. Wasn't even gracefully. It was pretty dramatic. But I've replaced it with a new one, and it's marvellous. So thank you very much for those who contributed to Stream Deck Gate. As I said, I should spill milk more often.
Yes, you should.
No better liquid to spill.
Oh, but that's the thing. What a waste. What a waste. All right. Speaking of, let's not waste some time. It is the top 10 shootout, and we're just about to do a parade lap for the top 10 competitors for tonight. Let's just quickly take a look at the grid. Right here.
No, funnily enough, that's a blank page. Awesome.
There we go. I just talked up my stream deck, and it has absolutely played me.
You've been gypped.
There we go. So, MPRGP are going to be the final combatants tonight with Rialto Ristofani in the car. Some usual suspects out there tonight. We've got No Idea, BS Plus competition. Those two drivers for those two teams. Same as always. Same as Zachary Smith for Alpha Venturi 818. BDE Motorsport, who have had two fantastic races in the Pro-Am class in round 1 and 2. They'll be making their debut in the shootout. Chris Cooley from Kovacs Racing Purple. He's making his debut. I'm pretty sure Matthew Pinata is making his debut for 919. We've seen Lawrenson in the car in the first two. Orange Express, I forget the S, Orange, they've got Jamie Costa, and this is their debut for the shootout. Michael Velasquez is debuting for the MPGR GP 2.0. And Liam Hamilton is also making his debut in the shootout for Berry Fast, one of the milk racing teams. And not far away. So that's a lovely group of 10 drivers there. And
All
who's your money?
mighty
Who's your money
rapid
on? Who's your money on? And why is it Bakita?
I'm actually going to back Matt Lamb in today. That Porsche, if you can do a lap, it is mighty rapid. It tends to do is we're going to lose that little...
Yeah, that's the correct tactic. Get rid of it early. I like it.
Take away that little turn in the indicator for everyone. But I'm going to back Matt Lamb in. I think that Porsche just sort of... It's a bit easy to get that first lap done in that one, just as a bit of a guess from me. So I'm going to back in Matt Lamb.
Matty Lamb, eh? Just testing some buttons before we get going. So some great liveries out there again. Well, some of the usual suspects. The OES team orange looks fantastic. Nice little purple livery for Kovacs Purple. Hallmark. BD's looking fire. Well done, Riley. BS Plus. We've got Matty Lamb in the Porsche for this round, and that Permobil. What brand's that?
Martini.
That's the one. This is why you get paid the big bucks, Tom. The Martini livery there. It's actually
It's not just my
Permobil.
alcohol addiction coming out.
Permobil would be loving the fact that that's the way it is. But we get the first driver out on the board tonight, and that will be Liam Hamilton for Milk Racing Team Very Fast. That team's been sharing the duties for the shootout so far. They've made all three. I think there's 5 or 6 teams that have made all three so far, which is a cracking effort.
Absolutely, it's not easy to be up at the top end of this stuff. This is proper international level pace being shown by all these drivers, and to be consistently up there is well and truly worth shout out.
I wonder. Look, I've got a bit of a vested interest in this team, so I'm not going to make predictions and put the mockers on him because I don't want to be the person that curses him. So I'll let you two predict the time that Liam might be able to set out there.
Just trying to think how far off. I'm going to go 26. I'm trying to think what the times were in the practice. I'm going to say a 26.3. I reckon.
Yeah, Liam did a 26.092 in the qualifying little period that we had. Their average lap across the two of them was a 26.08. So, yeah, I think a 26.3 is probably a reasonable start. Really good little banker.
He did a 27.6 in qualification. I'm sure he'll be absolutely stoked if we can replicate that now. So if you're new to the shootouts, we've got 2 hot laps. Best time goes through top 10 in order. Let's go.
Hobbsy, as someone that set a 25 in the qualification session, you can take us around the lap just to give everyone a guide as to what sort of puts a good lap down here at Donington. And I think that turn 1 was not a good example.
Yeah, I think we'll wait till the next one. Yes, it was just unfortunate there to turn 1. I think it just got on the power a little early, but coming up the hill now, nice and smooth through there. Really good on power, using all of the track, which is great. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's lovely.
Come for a ride.
Oh, nice through there. That curve can be a real killer if you're a little bit too greedy there. Uphill blind corner. You got to hope and pray that the corner does appear there. Now coming down. Oh, gets a little bit slidey through there. Coming down to the chicane. This is a real nasty one if you get this wrong. Either invalid or you lose a silly amount of times. Let's see how he handles it. Yeah, that was almost bang on there. That looked really good. Let's see how he goes coming down to the Melbourne hairpin now. See what his approach is. Pulls it up. Looked a touch deep. But looks good overall.
There's definitely 2 approaches to that hairpin. I'll let the last corner go through as he, again, goes a little bit deep, but pulls it back onto the late apex and has managed to slingshot out to a second lap. So we'll see what lap 1 is. 26.8, so definitely some room to work, but turn 1's going to get him at least half a second, I reckon.
Yep, time for a lap now. Second through turn 1. Nailed that braking point much better. Got a little bit squirrely on the exit there. Coming down the hill now. keep it flat all the way through. Braking just after the first board here. Does well. Just touches the apex there, coming up the hill. Shift all the way up to 5th potentially. Let's see if he holds 4th. He does. Shifting down through to 3rd now. Lets it rotate. Gets through nicely. That was a really good run through there. Let's see how he goes over the top here through the blind corner. That's a lot of curb, but he's done well to keep it there. He's keeping the rear in check nicely. Coming down to the chicane now. 3rd gear, you want to hold through here. Try your best to get on power as early as possible to stabilise the car. Let's see how he does this. Ooh, that's going to lose him a lot of time. Ooh, he's not going to be too happy with that. Just touched a bit too much of the inside, the second part of the chicane there. Coming down to hairpin now. He's pulled that up nicely. He needs to get on the power nice and early. Does well. Let's see what he can do coming up to the final corner. He is still up though, which is good to see. That's all you want for that second lap. Try and be as far up as possible. Gets a nice turn in, power on as soon as possible, and let's see what he gets coming to the line. It's going to be a 26.6. It's a good starting time from him. Let's see what the other drivers can do.
I know, Lamb. We'll jump over to Michael Velasquez in the MPRGP 2.0 car. There, his lap time in the first quali was a 25.757. So, looks like the server's a little bit slower than we might be used to as well. Sort of the car didn't look too raggedy, but just the pace just wasn't quite there in terms of a really sort of instant pace as he goes deep in the final corner, just to really slingshot out of there and start this lap as fresh as possible.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see what sort of a approach Velasquez takes. Really wide entry into turn 1 there and went nice and deep on the brakes to pull it out for the exit. Coming down the hill, shifting up into 5th now. As I said before, just braking after this first marker here. It's really nice and smooth on suspension through there. Almost touched a bit of the dirt, but nothing to worry about there.
Kept it moving forward, which is all you need to do at this point. And braking for McLean's here, really, really challenging because you really got to sort of straighten the car up when you're still trying to turn it. And then coming out to Coppins here, turn it in, hope that the apex is there. There is a little bit of flat ground sort of just after that green concrete, which stops you bouncing. And he's got himself out into the back straight, and this lap is moving.
Wow, that was really late on the brakes.
Leaves it in
That up, a
fourth.
bit of a bump. Oh. He's a bit hesitant there by the looks, but that's okay. Shifting the TC down now so he doesn't bog on the exit. Nice wide entry, good to see. Gets on power nice and early. No real lag in the BMW. Let's see what he can do to him at the final corner. This is looking like a very fast lap, actually. Oh, he's
aborted.
failed on that one. Ooh, maybe he invalidated and we just didn't see.
Brave.
That's okay. No, he didn't. He's hedging his bets. That's going to be interesting. Let's see what his braking point like is into turn 1. Touches the grass a little bit there. I reckon he could have hit a bit more of the apex, but that's my opinion. It doesn't mean it's facts.
He's got it rolling still. That's a really good exit down the hill, flowing through down to the old hairpin, which is nothing like a hairpin anymore. Gets it down to 3rd gear, cuts a nice amount of the curb there. Probably didn't get quite the exit he really would have wanted, but he's again rolling up the hill now just towards the back straight.
Oh, he wants to go for a bit of a drift. The car looks like it's been over-rotating a little bit there, so you need to try and control that. Really using all the track there, having the wide entries and the tighter exits to get the run that he's looking for. Coming through down the straight to the chicane. Let's see how he handles this one. Hopefully a little bit better than he did before. I think that's why he bailed before. Don't turn in too early. That's very close to the track limits there, but he's done well. Let's see what he can do. Shifting down TC once again for the exit of the Melbourne hairpin. Let's see what he can do. Nice entry. Needed to tighten up a little bit mid-apex. Didn't quite have the line, but he's done well. Gets to the exit. This is looking like a very good lap so far. Let's see what he can do when he's up on this time. Nice and deep. Pulled it up nicely. Needs to nail the exit and does so. Let's see how quick this is going to be. Wow. That's
Gee whiz.
insane.
That's a marker.
That's faster than his quali time.
Does not feel the pressure. We'll jump over to Jamie Kosa in the 555 Orange Express, who did a 25.770 in the Mercedes as well. So I haven't driven the Mercedes, but my understanding is that it does tend to sort of wash out when you put the power down. Have you driven it much, Hobbsy?
Which car?
The Mercedes.
Yeah, we're driving it. It's certainly a challenge around here. I'll put it to you that way, but it's definitely a machine capable of the job. As we see Costa now coming down to turn 1. Let's see how late on the brakes he is. Goes for that tighter entry to try and get as early on the power as possible. You need to do that in some cars, the Merc being one of them. Just see how he comes down here. The good thing for the drivers is if they can at least put in some sort of a valid lap on the first one. Oh, that's a lot of curve. That looked a little bit bouncy for him. If you can put a decent lap on the board for the first lap and keep it valid, you can absolutely go for it on the second one. Ooh, shifts down to second. It's an interesting strategy from him there. Ooh, bit slidey on the exit there, shifting up to third, back to second over here. Uses as much of the curb as possible. It's a touch bouncy, but he's pulled it up coming down to the chicane.
Kept it tight through there, which I think there's definitely some speed through there. We'll see how he takes the chicane. I think he got the turn in right there. That looked pretty sweet and spot on. So we'll come down to the Melbourne hairpin now and see if he stays wide for the entry, if he just sort of pokes the nose in on the entry. Nah, he pokes the nose in a little bit. Broke really deep, but managed to pull it up and just let that Mercs V8 just absolutely rip roar out of the hairpin there. Final corner, gets it down to first. Goes a little bit wide there, brings it back into the apex on a late. I don't think that's exactly what he wanted to do, but we'll see what he can put down at the start.
Yeah.
Mid 26s, we can definitely do something with that.
Yeah, good first lap there.
Decided he did not want to be friends with that apex, but you can make up for that as he flows down the hill again towards the old hairpin here. Feel like he left a little bit on the table on the last lap. Definitely ran a bit wide there.
Oh.
I think that might be invalid.
No, still valid. He just held it.
Very interesting. He does use second through these corners. Maybe just to get the nose rotating.
It's fairly stable though, which is good. Which is what you want in a car, but it's just, yeah, still down, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, that's game over.
A little bit too much curve on the entry. Oh well, invalid, unfortunate. So Koza goes P2 out of 3 cars so far. We'll jump in with Matty Pignata in the 919, and given this is your car, Hobbsy, I will let you commentate all of this so you don't
And
curse
you
him.
want in person, that's what you want.
Jeez, you put the mockers on him there.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Tom's just gone
No,
handball. Here you go.
I know, he's telling me, but no, speaking with Pigger before, he's just looking to put a valid lap on the board as best he can. You can see he did a 25.777, and that's really good for the ACD. I like that a lot.
125.777. If he does that again here, he'll be P2.
That's all you can ask for, as fast as you can go.
What do you reckon he's going to get,
Definitely-
Tom? What do you reckon he's going to get? We won't ask Mitch.
25.9.
25
Don't ask me.
Yeah, don't ask Mitch. I'll throw him under the bus.
There's definitely 2 approaches to turn 1 here, sort of whether you stay really, really wide and sort of cut back as late as you can, or if you sort of poke the nose in the braking zone and just use that to help rotate the car. We'll see what Matty does. He pokes the nose in the braking zone a little bit just to help make sure he really clips that apex. Probably gives up a little bit on the exit, but that looked pretty silky smooth. We'll follow him down the hill towards the old hairpin, keeps it tight to the curbs, gets on the brakes nice and late, gets the nose poked into the apex, runs it wide, but that looked pretty silky smooth as well. It's a pretty safe lap so far. Nice little banker from Matty Pignata. So I can hear Hobbsy's heart rate is spiking through the mic at the moment. He's real nervous for his mate.
Not yet. We're almost there.
Nice, silky smooth here through Sector 2 as well. Gets that car back onto the back straight. Nice little platform to build here. We'll see how he takes the chicane. Everyone's been pretty good with it so far. Managed to get the turn in just right. Nailed it.
That was nice.
Pulls 4th gear, and again we'll see if he pokes the nose in the braking zone for the Melbourne hairpin. which he does. He doesn't stay wide like the other guys have been doing. Gets the nose turned around, gets the car out. This is looking nice, Hobbsy. You must be getting pretty excited.
Yeah, it's looking really good. Still got another lap to go. I did tell him before when I was talking to him that just put a decent lap in and then go for it on the second one. Let's see what he does. He'll be happy with if he can put that 25 in. Just can't. He's got a fair bit of work to do here if he wants to get that position in front of Velazquez. Nice. Deep there. Couldn't quite pull the exit. He's a bit jealous of the way that I can take that corner. He hasn't been able to match me there just quietly.
But you've got to have one corner every now and then, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. I've got the one corner on him. That's all that matters. He's going to pull that nicely. A bit of a touch there. Still going to go up, though. He did go a little bit conservative, I noticed, coming up the hill in the last lap. But I know he's going to give it a red-hot go now that he's got a valid lap in. Ooh, that looks silky smooth through there. Yeah, almost 2 tenths up from that. Let's see what he can do up here. I'm going to have jinxed him now, but that's okay. He's got a valid lap. That looked good too, 2 tenths up still. That will at least get him closer to Velazquez, which could play a key role in keeping up in that top 5 if that's where he wants to be. Oh, wow, that was almost inch perfect. Just a little bit of a bump there. Let's see what he can do coming down to the hairpin. He's pulled it up just a touch deep, but let's see if he can pull it up on the exit, which he can do. This is looking really good as well. Let's see where this is going to put him. If he can just nail this final corner. Oh,
Yeah,
he's
got a
gone
bit
deep.
deep.
Yeah. He can pull it up though, and he will do. He'll be a bit frustrated with going deep there, but that's still a very good time indeed, a 25.8.
I said 25.9.
You were close, I'll give you that, if you round up.
Yeah, exactly. It's a rounding error. We'll follow Chris Cooley now in the Kovacs purple car for the first time. I think this is his second enduro with OOR. He did jumped in pretty late for the Imola one, but he's having his first go in a shootout. As Neil
25.4
mentioned
coming
before.
up. 25.4.
25.4. Has he done a 25.4?
I don't know, but he's better.
Yeah.
He's done a 25.7.
Still a very good lap. That's really fast.
Especially for someone who hasn't been sim racing for the longest in the world. Just preparing his tyres, different approach to the rest of the guys there. Settles it deep, gets the nose pointed towards the straight, and then unleashes that straight 6 in the BMW, which sounds a little bit lame compared to a real life counterpart, but he's got the lap rolling. We'll see how he approaches turn 1. Gets the nose pointed in the braking zone, gets it round, probably missed it by about a foot, but
Yeah, it was a late apex there. I think that actually may have been what he was going for, to try and nail the exit from the way that he was driving there, coming up the hill now. He's going to touch third. Oh, I think he was a bit... Yeah, he's going a little bit conservative here. I think everyone, from what we've seen so far, has gone a bit conservative because I think they're all worried about having those invalid laps. So let's see what he can pull up here. The M4 just absolutely rotates here. It's incredible, and that's what I was talking about. You take too much curb, and it's bouncy like that. You can go off the track and validate, which is not what the drivers want. What curb? Where's that? What's that?
nailed it. That car's really nice and compliant through Coppins there. He's onto the back straight, and I think, you know, go back to that rotation. You might have been a bit surprised by the rotation he got. We'll see him take the chicane, changes traction control mid-braking zone, because why not?
That's ballsy. Yeah, that's certainly an interesting strategy. TC3 for the exit, as we've seen the other M4 drivers do the same, because they do not want the car to bog. That can lose, surprisingly, 2/10 or more if you're not careful. It's unbelievable. So final corner now. Let's see. Yeah, aims straight for the apex, gets it turned in nicely. And let's see what he pulls up here. I think it's going to be 26, if not high 25. Yep, 26.2. Still a good banker lap, so he's got something to work with here. Let's see what he can do coming down turn one. He might look to that apex. Yeah, he's looking for that late apex. It's an interesting strategy there. Just wants that really good exit now.
Haven't got a delta, unfortunately, so we'll wait to sort of see. He's level with his last lap, but he was very conservative through sector 2 here. Gets that car really tight over the apex. Rear end wanted nothing to do with that, and he's going to lose a little bit of time coming out the hill here to McLean's corner. But he also clobbered the curb here as well and lost a fair amount of time, so we'll see how he approaches that. Probably gets exactly where you want it to, but again, just bleeding a little bit of time on the exits here. Probably not the lap he really wanted to do. He is gaining time down the straight here. We'll see how conservative he was through the chicane now, though.
Let's have a look. So, early, that's invalid, yeah. It's a fine margin there.
Unlucky.
Unfortunately, I think we all saw it from that early turn in what was going to happen. I mean, we're no experts, but... Oh, yep, he's had enough.
P3 is nothing to sneeze at the moment, but we'll jump on board here with Ali Khairudin in the BDE Motorsport. Does anyone know what BDE stands for?
Big driving energy, that's what it stands for.
I like it.
Definitely no bias from me here.
Got a bit of time to get some energy into those tyres, get him into a nice place. He won't want to take the chicane like that and hit that on his lap, though.
Yeah, tyres might not still be quite warm by looking at that, or he just missed the braking point. And
Yeah, I reckon he's just
felt like it. He might have just missed the braking point. Who knows?
in his own little world. But we'll see how he starts the lap. Winds the traction control down to 5. Looks like there's a couple of different options. Some using 3, some using 4, some using 5. Interesting to sort of see what the actual difference between those different stages are. But we're rolling. We'll see what Ali's got. He's been Matt Lamb's teammate. They've split cars now for this event.
Whoa, where's the apex there? That's a bit deep. I reckon the ABS might have even engaged there, causing it to go a bit deep. Pulled it up though. It's going to look to probably use this as a banker to see where it's going to put him overall. Looked fairly high up in the previous quali. I think he sat at about a previous quali. That's invalid, surely.
Yeah, no, he can't. Yeah, he's not backing off, trying to get the temperature in the tyres, but can definitely use now to really sort of prepare the car and absolutely spot on the condition of it for his only real valid attempt now to put the car higher than 10th.
I think he's just going to look to... He doesn't want to be too conservative because he wants to try and get as far up as possible, but at the same time he'd also like a valid lap. So he's just going to have to try and keep in one mind here rather than two to see how he's going to play it. He's going to keep trying to play out the lap as he normally would to keep that muscle memory there. As he looks to the final corner now, he looks to come onto his final lap and see what he can do.
Goes really deep, probably a bit deeper than you wanted to onto the marbles there, but pulls second, pulls third. We're on to lap 2 of Ali's hot lap stint. We'll see how he approaches turn 1. He made absolutely no friends with the apex on his first lap. That's a lot better. Gets it right tucked into the corner. Washes the rear out a little bit on the exit, but he is moving and he is pushing as you want to do with your only chance. We'll see how he goes through the old hairpin. Gets it turned in really nicely. Pulls 4th. Yep, this is a good lap. We're on for a good one here, guys.
Yeah, we are. In my opinion, it looked a touch conservative. I think he realised after the last lap that he didn't want to go too badly. Look at the rotation there. That looked absolutely perfect. Touch slide on the rear coming on the exit. Coming through confidence now. So we can do touch wide, but get on the power as soon as possible. Touch slide as well coming down to the chicane. This is where it's all or nothing. After this, you can't really invalidate the lap. Speak too soon and you might do that, but let's see what he does. Touches third, gets a nice turn in. That was nice.
Beautiful.
That looked really good touch on the faster side compared to his last lap. Let's see what he can do. Nice and late on the brakes. Oh, just a touch deep, but he did manage to pull it up. Goes TC5 through these last two. It's an interesting strategy compared to the other drivers. I think this might be in the low 26s, might even be a 25.9. Let's have a look though. So he's looking really good. 23, 24, 25. Yeah, 25.9. 9.2 in fact.
P3, nicely done, Ali. We'll go on board here with Zach Smith, who again was a teammate of yours, Hobbsy, just in a different car. Mighty fast man, Mr. Smith.
Look at that.
25.455. Why not?
There's going to be anything held back here from Smithy. He took pole in round 1 at Bathurst in the top 10 shootout. I think he's looking to do that again. He was into 100ths of Bokita in practice, so let's see what he can pull out here for his first lap coming down to turn 1. Let's have a look at his approach in comparison to the other drivers. He's going to go nice and deep, and does. Pulls it up nicely on the power, nice and a little rotation there. That was almost perfect looking at that. Used as much of the track as possible. No interruptions on the car, no suspension bumping or anything like that. So let's see what he does. Doesn't shift to 5th through there. That's an interesting one from him. It's going to touch the grass, but that's okay. It's only a few hundredths lost there if there's too much bumping. He's pulled it up nicely. He's going to chuck it to 3rd through here now. Look at the rotation there. He's just nursed that through perfectly, coming up to Coppins now. Let's see what he can do.
Got the rear end of that car in a string.
Wow.
That just keeps going wherever he wants it to go. Look at this.
That is something to behold there, coming down to the chicane now. He's going to hold 4th. That's interesting from him. Late on the brakes, turns in. That's going to be invalid. Ooh, might actually kept it valid in me saying that. That looked so close to track limits as well. He's kept it valid. Wow, he's pulled that up absolutely perfectly. Let's have a look at the exit now. He's done well. That looked very good. This is looking to be a very good lap. I don't think it's going to be pole. It's going to at least be a good banker to let him know where he's lost the time. I think it's going to be a 25.9 again. Ooh, 26.1. Okay. It's all or nothing for Smithy here.
Bit scary to know sort of where the timing to find on that lap is. It looked, the car was so nicely balanced through the entire, you know, there was a couple of occasions where there was sort of a second bite to get the car rotated, but just on exit, no corrections at all. So well sorted.
Yeah.
There's a 10th here.
Yeah, just like that. There you go. There's a 10th, almost 2 tenths, 10th and a half now. Let's see how he goes up through this section. It's going to, oh, look at that.
He's got 3 tenths in the
word.
bank, sector 3. 32.3 was the leader, 32.6 was his last lap, so he's got a bit in the last sector to find as well.
Yeah.
Where?
That chicane, the chicane, where it'll be.
Always the chicane, or it's the last corner?
Yeah. Yeah, chicane or last corner. See what he does. Oh,
There's
bit
some.
bumpy.
He likes it. He's still going.
Yeah, he's actually taking an interesting approach there. Oh, this is going to be close. He's 48 hundredths behind. Let's see what he can do. Pulls it up nicely. He's going to get on the power nice and early. Oh, this is going to be close. See what he can do. And pulls it up just. 25.6. What a lap. Only 27 thousandths between P1 and P2 now.
Great lap.
I think this is the one everyone's been waiting for. Philippa Bokita, the BS Plus Competition XHL's 25.4 again in quali. What a lap. There's no other word for it.
And yet there were people faster than this. That's the scary
I know,
thing.
that's insane. You look at that and go, wow. She will not be looking to hold back here. She's just getting the tyres nice and warm. She said in chat earlier that she doesn't think she's got a chance of pole, but I refuse to believe that.
She's always modest, Philippa. Just never puts herself with a chance and then just blows everyone out of the water by 2 tenths. So
Yes.
I think the interesting question is sort of what does she do as a banker? Does she do like a high 25, or does she just go out and just blow everyone out of the water with the first lap and let the second lap be just a piece of witchcraft that
I
no
don't
one
think
can match?
banker's in her vocabulary. She's just
No.
going to send it.
Wow. That was all of the track. Look at that. That was just sublime through there to turn 1, coming down the hill now. Up towards the ascent. It's a fair bit of a altitude change on this track. It's a little bit mesmerising when you look at it in real life. It's probably not so well, what's the word?
Represented.
Seen, represented, that's the word. I'll get there eventually in the game. Oh, and I think that
That's
might be
invalid.
invalid.
No.
What? Wow, that's on the edge of the track limits, I can tell you. Chicane now, though. Going to chuck it down to, I reckon, 3rd. and I would be right. Chucks it in nicely. Bit of bumping. Oh, and just keeps it on the track. Everyone's having a fair chunk of trouble through there. Chucks it into TC3 now. Oh, what a nice entry that was. That was just brilliant. Let's have a look at the exit now, though. This is still, even as a banker, this is looking really fast. I think it's going to be a high 25. I don't think it's going to be quite at Smithy's level. It's definitely going to be close, though. Let's have a look. Ooh, 25.9.
Oh, it's close.
You were close. You were almost there. Let's have a look now.
Once again, she's the only person that's consistently nailed the apex on turn 1 on both of her laps. But she's level with her last lap, so definitely some room for improvement in Sector 2 and the chicane on this lap, so we'll see what she can do. That number's staying nice and green. She'll be looking to get this exit a little bit better. She gets it into McLean's, gets the car pointed into the apex really nicely, gets on the throttle, and doesn't have the same little theatrics she had on the last lap. So let's see if she gets the apex a bit better through Coppins here as well. She absolutely does. No corrections at all on the exit. We're onto the back straight, and we'll just get the chicane right now, and we're on for a lap here.
Yeah, let's see. She might go, yeah, gets it turned in a bit. That's gonna be, oh, yeah.
No.
Yeah, she's not happy with it, yeah.
She's aborted. That is where they will qualify at best P4. Probably not what everyone would have predicted, but
no.
We'll go on board here with Matt Lamb, who was my prediction for pole. No idea.
Yeah, wow.
So, a little bit of a fact about no idea. Matt Lamb this was a late entry with Lucas Burst. Lucas Burst did 1 valid lap in the qualification sessions with him.
Oh, yes, this is incredible.
And just casually did a 25.592. And then went, nah, I don't need to do any more than that. That's fine.
Well, he's right.
If he could do that in the shootout, they'd be on pole.
Wow. You can only hope. He did come close to that in the practice before, so let's see what he can pull out here. It's going to be something. It's the only Porsche in the top 10 as well, so he'll be looking to make his way up the chain of command there. Smith still sat in pole, only 27 thousandths in front of Velasquez. Let's see what he does. It's turn on. He'll probably go later on the brakes than anyone else. Absolutely. Look at that late apex to get that banging exit. Oh my goodness, he's got it on the edge there, even for the first lap. I don't think he's going to hold back here, knowing that he could actually take pole here, knowing that Okita's in P4 and Smith and Velasquez are very close. He had the time in the practice, so let's see what he can do. Ooh, a bit of a sniff of grass. That's okay. No, that's valid still.
Sure.
Yeah. As long as you stick within reasonable limits of the turf there on the right, you're usually okay. And that's the bounce that you don't want. That's still valid somehow. Oh, the car just does not like the bounciness of this track if you go over the curbs, but it's still looking like a fairly decent lap so far.
Really hustling that Porsche around, and we know it's a bit of a bucking bull on a good day.
Wow.
So he's absolutely just swished that chicane. That was perfect. We'll see how he takes the hairpins. The only non-front engine car in this top 10 shootout, so we'd expect it to turn in that little bit better just with the weight distribution. We'll see what this banker is. It's been pretty scruffy so far, but Porsches can do Porsche things, and there's every chance this is a 25.5. I don't think it is though.
25.9 maybe? Ooh.
26.3.
Wow, okay. So this is, again, all or nothing for Lambs. Currently P7 provisionally, still 1 car to go. Rialto Ristofani up next.
We're a 10th down to turn 1 though. So Sector 2 was messy. We're just entering it now here. So we'll see if he can get the old hairpin a little bit cleaner this time.
Oh.
Nicely onto the apex, nicely at the exit. If he isn't gaining time there, then I don't know where else you could.
Reeked, yeah, reeked. So he did touch the curb here. Hopefully he's learnt his lesson. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's definitely one way to do it. Just drift.
Just slide around that bump, that'll do.
Yeah. Ooh, might be up through here. Did see the flickers of green. So he's going to need 8 tenths if he wants to get pole. And I'm sorry to say, but I don't think he's got that in the final sector. actually pulled it up a little early, so that's actually going to affect him. Yeah, that's... Wow. I can't say anyone was expecting this at the moment.
Definitely not. Especially with the second last car to go out. He's gained a little bit of time here in the last corner, so he'll probably jump Chris Cooley into P6.
Ooh, yeah, right.
Yeah, he's pretty unhappy with that. Puts it in the wall.
Well, one more car. Rialto Ristofani did a 25.395 in qualification.
Scary.
That's not on. That's insane.
Can't be doing that.
No.
But we'll see if he can do it with the world watching. It's one thing to do it in just a qualifying session where you can just lap to your heart's content. It's another to do it on stream, everyone watching you, nowhere to hide. Starts the lap, pulls fourth gear, we'll go down to turn one, see how he approaches it. Does he poke the nose in or does he stay wide? Stays wide, pokes the nose in for a late apex, beautiful, get the throttle down and we're away.
I think that's the latest we've seen a car brake into turn one, and that's ridiculous because the Porsche is one of the best braking cars in the game. That's just insane. He must be braking mid-corner there. The car just looks so planted. It doesn't look even affected by any of the bumps. That's how well they've got this car set up. It's a bit unusual, but doing well so far.
It's a big lap for a first lap.
Wow. Yeah, that's looking really planted. No effect from the curb there. Literally no movement from the car. All the other M4s have had a touch of movement there, but that's okay. Coming down the chicane now, let's see how this handles it. Let's have a look at the bumping through there. Ooh.
No, you don't want to do that.
Yeah, that's not an ideal situation. Let's see what he can pull out here, though, after that. Deep as well. Ooh, that's really put him off that chicane. Let's see what this is going to put him. Still look like a fairly fast lap. I mean, you're probably looking at... Oh, yeah.
No, we're aborting.
No, we're aborting.
Take
All
two.
or nothing. Yeah.
This is for everything. This is for pole. Rialto track to himself in the best condition he can possibly be for this session. Brakes so late into turn one. Gets it onto the apex nicely. Throttle down. We're into third gear. We're into fourth and heading down towards the old hairpin. That was as sweet as you like it. We'll sweep left. Keep it left for the old hairpin. Down the brakes. Down to third gear. Right across the concrete there. Gets a bit of a snap on. But we're still rolling. This lap still seems like it's pretty quick. And we'll finish off sector 2 here with the two right-handers of McLean's and Coppins. Bit wide of the apex there. He'll get away with it. Keep moving. Again, down to third gear. Gets across the curb nicely. The car doesn't really bounce because there's a nice flat spot there. Correcting the rear end all the way out, and we're onto the back straight into the final sector, into the RNG chicane. Let's see how he does it.
Pulled it up nicely. That was almost bang on perfect. It just touches the grass a little bit. I thought it was almost invalid, but it's pulled it up nicely. Really late on the brakes. Pulled it up well. I thought he might have gone a touch deep. Let's have a look. Wow, this is looking...
It's going to be quick. How quick?
I'm not sure it's fast enough. It's
I mean,
looking
if it's-
good, but let's have a look. 24, 25. It's not enough.
P5. So Zachary Smith goes on pole in the Mercedes at the 25.610. Michael Velasquez just 27 thousandths behind in P2. It's a BMW Mercedes top 4 lockout in the Permobil Donington 8-hour shootout. What a session. What a show of driving skill.
Green light, go, go, go.
Yeah, I don't think anyone was expecting to see those sort of results, but that's what we got. That's just one of the wonders of the world. Smithy on pole there with Velasquez for P2, and then Pinata there in P3. So 2 Mercs and an M4 in the top 3. That's certainly something I don't think a lot of people are expecting to see, but then 3 M4s after that.
And then a Porsche just to break up the monotony.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything German. World War II all over again.
So interestingly, look at that. Zach Smith only got pole with 1 purple sector. but that purple sector was ridiculous.
It's a
That
mighty-
one in the middle sector, that is, for anyone out there, that's fast.
All within a second.
You love to see it. So, winding up. So, Bakita P4, probably not what she was expecting. Definitely not what the chat here was expecting. You'd usually expect her to be top 3, but when you whiff the chicane, you lose a lap, and she did that, unfortunately. So, P5, Rialto Estefani, the fastest in the general qualifying session. Ali Kyrudin, P6, Matt Lamb, P7, Chris Cooley, P8. And my memory is fading me for the bottom 2.
Costa-
Those names are changing on that list now. I have no idea what I'm looking at.
There you are. It's the top 4, I believe, there. Zach Smith there, P1. There's Pinata there, the other AVR car. Side by side, and there is Velazquez there. I don't think that's the right order there, chaps.
No.
I think
He's Cooley 4th or
one's meant
5th?
to be in the middle.
Cooley was
Cooley's
7th or 8th.
Or 7th. Oh, was
Oh,
he?
he just jumped into the back here. No, he's exited stage right. He's right.
He was 8th.
There you go. Just there to do some donuts.
Yeah, fair enough. There is your top 3 for tomorrow. Zach Smith puts it on pole in the 818 Mercedes. Velazquez there chucks it in P2 for MPR GP 2.0 in the M4. And Matthew Pinata puts it P3 for the 919 Mercedes.
Kovacs content. Yeah, congratulations 818. Great work there, Alpha Venturi. They were pole at Bathurst, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
We know how that ended in the first lap, so
Let's not go there.
hopefully they have
We
a
know
little
how
bit
that
more
ended
luck.
towards the end of the race as well, but
Bit more luck coming up for the guys. But yeah, tomorrow, 2 p.m. AEST, we go live for 8 hours of the Permobil Donington Park 8 hour. And thank you for joining me tonight, Mitch, and thank you very much for joining me, Tom.
thank you guys. Are you starting the race tomorrow, Mitch?
I'm not.
Oh, I won't see you there then.
No, you won't.
Yeah, good luck tomorrow. Is it your first race, Tom, in the endurance?
It is my first endurance race, yes.
I hope your cherries
very
pop
nice.
nicely.
Yeah.
I'm taking away the bad luck starting from Michael Babb, so giving him a little bit of a break for the first time in a while.
Oh, no. You just cursed it.
Yeah, well, you
Oh,
know.
no. Yeah, and good luck
What
to
can
you
you
as
do?
well, Mitch. I think I'm seeing you in the booth at some stage tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll see me towards the middle of the race for about an hour before I disappear again.
Hopefully for some good news and good discussions.
Yes, absolutely.
Thanks, Chad, for joining us tonight. Another fantastic shootout, and we'll be back tomorrow at 2 p.m. as we said. Until then, good night and take care.